Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year is entitled Hashem's Sense of Humor, and Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. It's been 50 years since the conquest in 1967, and early on, Rav Hanan Parah, Zechat Tzadok Levracha, took 9 people, went back to Gush Etzion, which was lost in 48, and little under 20 years later, he came back to resettle it. The families who were destroyed, as many of their wives and children that came back to rebuild. 50 years later in Yesha, Yudav Shamron, we don't unfortunately have Aza right now, but Yudav Shamron, almost 500,000 people, 150 Moshavim, and some amazing statistics came out in the beginning of 2018. And some of them I think are quite humorous, divine sense of humor. How so? So the exact amount is 435,708. That was reported in some of the papers this past week. What I find fascinating, the growth is about 3.5% a year. It's moving along nicely. But the greatest, quote, settlements are which places? Now, anywhere over the green line, that's halacha. Now, that's legally, or whatever you want to call it, the settlement. Quote, occupied territory. So the biggest places are, number 1, Kiryat Sefer, number 2, Beitar Illit, and then number 3, Ma'ale Adumim. And look at the statistics. It says, Modin Elim, Beitar Illit, Ma'ale Adumim, Variel, Behemet Gorim, Yachad, 190,591, which is 44% of Yehuda and Sharon. Why do I find that humorous? Because the way Hashem is orchestrating Yishuv Haaretz is just phenomenal. So we know in the Datilumi world, Yishuv Haaretz is a very important factor. And Kivush Haaretz, going out to lands and settling all different parts of Eretz Israel and saying it is ours. This does not belong to our cousins, to the Arabs. They have many other countries. Let them enjoy them. This is our land. And in the Haredi world, that is not the mantra. That's not the discussion. Rather, just live quietly in places that are clearly recognized are ours and not get into any machlokas, lo yitgareb b'amim, don't incite the goyim. It's a different headspace. So I'm not going to get into who's wrong and right. We're not discussing that now. But it's a different headspace. While others are going and conquering inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter, another town, another yishuv. So in the Haredi world, there's more just lay low, lay low, lay low. And not go into any of these areas at all. But then there was just no room. So over the decades, Kiryat Sefer was opened up over the Green Line. It's near Modi'in, but it's technically over the Green Line, and Beitar as well. And those are the biggest areas in Yehuda V'Shamron. So somehow Hashem is orchestrating the Yishuv Haaretz, the Kivush Haaretz, is happening through everyone. And an amazing statistic is that close to a third of these towns is filled with chilonim, people who are not necessarily medactic on all the Torah and mitzvot, but that's also been reported. So for the Datilumi, in terms of numbers, is the number 1 group. The Haredim is number 2 in terms of the sheer numbers, and then the chilonim are close third as well. So isn't it amazing how the kivush is developing? Those who clearly want to be involved in the kivush, those who want to be involved in Eretz Yisrael in some way or another, each one coming in his own way with his own plans. But Hashem has a divine plan. And little by little, slowly by slowly, Kimma Kimma, as the Gemara Yerushalmi says, taking over Eretz Yisrael, and Yetz Hashem, the Kivush will be complete. And Yetz Hashem bring us to the next chapter as well. Shalom.